One of the things that we like to teach our young kids in school is the notion of accountability. Now, when you do something wrong, you have to pay a price. Well, apparently the bankers and the people on Wall Street and the financial services, the very people that are funding my opponent, they don't believe in accountability. In fact, they are trying to avoid accountability and cover up what they did to create the greatest crisis that we've seen and I've seen in my lifetime. The crisis that threw millions of people out on the street, that destroyed the retirement of millions of people, and that actually has forced some people, some seniors, to leave their retirement homes because they can't pay the freight anymore. Now, one of those people who led one of the companies that was at the center of this, Citibank, his name is Robert Rubin. And yesterday he testified before the commission that's investigating the financial crisis. And just to make it very clear, Robert Rubin, in my view, lied yesterday in front of the commission. And I documented that in a book that I wrote called The Audacity of Greed, very subtle title. And in that book, I looked at the role that Robert Rubin played, not just at Citibank, but in our economy as a whole. And Mr. Rubin was very proud of being the economic guru who advised both Republicans and Democrats, who could cross the political aisle and bring both parties together because he was the one that saw and knew everything. Today he's saying, I didn't know, and even though I was paid tens of millions of dollars by Citibank, you can't hold me accountable. Now, I'm not suggesting that Mr. Rubin should be in jail, but he certainly should be disgraced and never be seen in a top policy-making role in our administration. But more importantly, there's a big, broader point. And that is that we have to hold these people accountable. That the people who knew, many of them knew that this was a scam perpetrated on the American people, they have to be held accountable. There has to be a deep investigation to look at whether laws were broken. And I believe that there are people today that are trying to escape judgment who should be indicted and put in jail. And at the very least, we have to have a clean sweep and get rid of the people running those economy and not let them define what our economy and how our financial services are going to run in the future. If I'm elected to the United States Senate, I'm going to make sure we hold those people accountable because they did something to the American people that is simply not acceptable.